Smith. We're here with project number 4, which is one of my favorite artists, Frida Kahlo. She lived a life that was filled with torment and pain, and we're going to go over some of the things that caused that. But she is a very revered artist to this day, and there's associations and societies and people who collect pictures of her or other artists' renditions of her, and they really celebrate her as an artist. She was born in 1906 and she died in 1954. And during that time, she had a very hard life filled with pain. And when she was 6 years old, she contracted polio, and that left her leg severely injured. And years later, she was in an extreme car accident where she underwent 35 different surgeries. So as you can imagine, this was very painful, and she used art as a way to recover when she was at home. So during that time, she explored a lot of different avenues and mediums, did self-portraits, and her art expresses the pain and torment that she went through, and also the lifestyle of her heritage and some of the hardships that were endured in her heritage. Frida grew up in a house in Mexico called La Casa Azul, and it's the Blue House, and it's still there right now as a museum that you can go visit. And during that time, she had a lot of pets there as well, and some of them were very symbolic. She had some monkeys, and they were presents from her husband, Diego Rivera, who was another famous artist as well. And the monkeys were almost symbols like of children that she was never able to have because of all of the accidents that she was in. And she also had a Mexican hairless dog, so you might see some of these things in pictures that were symbols. So right off the bat in a Frida picture, the things that you're going to notice right away, right, are the monobrow, the beautiful Mexican jewelry, the hair up possibly, the beautiful Mexican flowers all in the hair, the beautiful Mexican outfits and the clothing. And then, of course, in the background, you might see some Southwest looking types of things, and even maybe the Blue House. So we're going to go over our portrait. You're going to do this in your own style, all right? I do a lot of shows myself. I do a lot of Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos shows, and I do get a lot of requests for different things. So here is my portrait that I did of Frida that I sell. And that is one of her. That has La Casa Azul in the background. It has her dog, has a monkey in the tree, the monobrow, the flowers, the hair up, all that stuff. So you can look up pictures of her online if you want to get some ideas too of outfits. Some other styles that you can do are ones that I've done that are just like more of a cartoony, but display the same qualities that we just talked about. Here's another style, a little bit more graphic design looking. Big flowers, hair up, all of that. And a fun cartoony one. There you have it. And another one, this is more of a Day of the Dead style, just a half face, but you want to get the whole face in there with all those things we talked about. So before we get started, I'm going to just show you a few tips on drawing a face, and also some easy steps for drawing some different types of flowers and some motifs and designs and things like that. So I can't wait to see the style that you do your Frida portrait in, and we'll get started. Let's go over some of the styles that are in your handout. We have this cute little, almost like a pop art, those little vinyl things that you can get that are the collectibles. We have a really stylistic, more fashion piece there. Some of the real cutesy ones. A Lego style over here, graphic like a stencil, almost like a Banksy style, and more graphic design again, until we get into some really cute ones down here with the whole dress. You see some monkeys and some other things in there. So I definitely want you to add that. Notice though in all of these we've got that monobrow going and the beautiful flowers everywhere. So these are things we want to include in our picture. All right, everybody, let's go over what we need for this project. Of course, you'll need your pencil and your eraser for the rough draft and the sketch on the good watercolor paper. This is called a mixed media project, which means it can include several different mediums. So we could definitely use watercolors. We could use an array of Sharpies if we wanted to. We could use some of the metallic paint or the other acrylics as well. This could be for the jewelry. And I would not use the oil pastels that I gave you though, okay? Let's not use those. Those might ruin the Sharpies or some other paints. So let's get started on some basic shapes and faces and when we're drawing this. So when you're drawing a face, take a look at my pencil. Can you see it? It's a bear. All right, so take a look. I'm gonna start out with the head, the top of the head, as just like a half circle. So do you see how I just drew a half circle in there to get started? And then I'm going to come around more for the temples on the side of your head. And then come around for the cheekbone. Let's see, I'm going to get the cheekbone. It's all about symmetry, right? And then down more to the chin. Again, don't make it pointy. Unless maybe you're doing a manga style or something, okay? And then go back. So that's the basic head shape, okay? Then what I'm gonna do really lightly is I'm gonna like just put like a cross in it that goes down the middle. If you can see that, all right? And then I'm gonna make it go across this way as well. So this is gonna tell me where the eyes go. Basically, when you do a portrait, there is enough space between the eyes for another eye. So almost think of it as 3 eyes. So when you do that, what you want to do is get that one eye in here. And again, depending on what style you want to do, you can make the eyes bigger. You know, we can do a lot of different things. So there's my eyes and I have space for another eye in the middle there. So I'm doing that basic football shape, almond shape, whatever you want to call it for the eyes. Then you can go in and do your eyebrow. Now start out with just the regular eyebrow that goes up above the eye, and then later you can connect it as more of that monobrow. So when you do this, this is where this space starts to come around and form the nose. Okay, so it's narrow and it tapers out. What you can do is put a little smiley face right here, the bottom of the nose, and then over here is kind of like where this fans out just a little bit more over there. So just get a little bit of the nose in there for now, okay? When you go to do the lips, it's easy to start out like a mountain, okay? Like a stretched out letter M that's gonna go across there, all right, for the lips. And then I'm gonna put a straight or a little bit of a curved line if I want that to be like a little bit smiling. And then I can add either a round lower lip, or I can go in and do something that is more like a rounded square here that goes around like this and then back up. Okay, so now take a look where we're at. This I'm going to add just another little line for the eyelid. And then I'm going to do the eyeball. So I'm going to make sure the eyeball is a little bit cut off at the top and not the whole thing in there. Okay, and then don't forget the pupils that you're going to have. And you can add some little highlights, you know, in there as well. Get your eyebrows on there a little bit thicker. All right, get those eyebrows on there a little bit thicker. And then when you go to do the hairline, that's going to start right about here, and then it's actually going to go up. So this isn't the top of the head. It's not like it's plastered down like a helmet, okay? This is going to go up a little bit taller there. So whether or not you want to make the part look like it's on the side a little bit, so I'm just going to do that to indicate a part on the hair. And then I can go in and get some of the hairline drawn around the head here. And then watch, when I go to do this at the top, then it's going to look a lot more natural coming around here. All right, and then as far as the ears are going to be going right on the side over here. Whoops, I need to make that one a little bit longer. And again, make sure your symmetry is correct there. And then once you're done with that, then you can go in. This is just your rough draft, right? To get this going, starting out. And then your neck is just going to taper, you know, down from there. And then that's a good starting point for you to then go in and figure out, do I want to make it look like a headband, a braid? Do I want to go in and do my flowers? When you do your original piece on the good paper, scoot it down so you definitely have enough room for the flowers at the top, the necklace, a choker, however you want to do that. When you do your earrings, you could do some hoop earrings that go around like this, Or you can do more decorative earrings if you want lots of beads to look like they're coming down, chandelier style earrings, whatever you want to do. And then again, go in and add some pretty, eyelashes in there and whatever else you want to do. If you want to put decorations on the face even, that's fine to do. Let me smooth that out. All right, so it doesn't look like she has a beard down there. All right, and then I'm going to show you some simple flowers that we can do. Let's go over some basic shapes that we can do for flowers. All right, I want you to branch out and try to get to do some different flowers that maybe you've never done before. So if you've been drawing the same flower and doodling it for years, I want you to think of a different style to do. So maybe we start out with a cinnamon bun shape that we connect on the end. From that point, I'm going to go around and just add some wavy lines around it like this. And then in between those, I'm going to come up with another line like that. All right, so I'm just adding in between to get that shape there to get a flower. For the leaf, I'm going to go ahead and draw that football shape again, with a little bit of a curve in it, so I can get my leaves on there like that. All right, if I want to do a rose bud, I can still do that football looking shape, S curve in the middle there. All right, and then I can put those little leaves at the bottom if I want to. All right, and then get another curve in there so it looks like it's a bud that has yet to bloom. All right, another way to do a rose sideways, maybe start out with that letter E and then bring these lines down. You can do it again over here and bring this line down and then do these little curves around here so that you can see it looks like it might be coiled in the middle there. And then from there you can add some more petals that you draw coming around here in the back. Get this in the back here and maybe some that are branched out over here. And then you can go back in and erase whatever you need to erase in there. And you have more of a sideways looking one. You can always do the daisy to do it like from the side. Just start out with a half a circle, bring it around there, and get your daisy leaves, or petals, I'm sorry, to go out like this all the way around. All right, and symmetry, you want to work on symmetry, get those all the way around. You can always go back in and erase. All right, you can do looking at a flower straight up. You can almost make them look like the petals are like hearts, okay? And do it that way and get those hearts in there. And you draw lightly, so in case you need to erase, and then you want these flowers though too to overlap. Okay, and then get your leaves in there. You can also do the leaves to look like they have a serrated type of edge to them, like that, and get that around like that. All right, so these are some simple flowers that you can do. Let's go over some other things we could add to our picture. Since this is a Southwest type of theme, we could have a cactus or two. So drawing a basic cactus, let's go over that. We're going to get our hot dog shape, all right, that's going to go up and around, bring it down, and then don't connect the bottom, all right? So we've got our cactus, so it's a hot dog. Then we're going to go in with the branch that comes up. Make this about the same width as what you already did and round it to attach. And then the other side, make it either a little bit higher or a little bit lower. All right, and bring that around again, all the way around to attach as well. All right, and then make sure you get those little lines that are drawn in here. These are going to go this direction. All right, they're going to follow that curve. And then you can go in and add flowers to the ends of your cactus so that they're blooming. Another one you could do is the prickly pear, which is almost like open-ended balloons you could start drawing. They kind of overlap each other, come down to the ground. All right, and those are going to have more of a little circles on them where the thorns kind of come out from those circles. And they also have some little flowers that are on the ends of those as well that would look really nice in your picture. Okay, so little circles, thorns, all that. So that's another way. There's also the barrel cactus, which is just kind of like that half circle. And you start out with a line in the middle and then curve these this way, and then this side will go the other way, and then you can have your thorns coming out on that side. Okay? Now, what else could we do? We have the birds that we talked about, some tropical looking birds. I'll draw a larger one here. Here's an easy way to get started. It's going to look like I'm drawing a sad smile, bring it down into a happy smile. All right, then when I go to do the beak, I'm going to do it like a quarter circle, comes around. Make that come around like another sad smile there. Backward C to attach that beak. I'm going to bring this down around for the belly, and then I could put a little backward C there. I could get my wings on there with different feathers coming down, and then this can go into other feathers as well as making it come down farther for other feathers that are going to come down from the bird. And then you could put the little feet here. If it's going onto a branch, get your branch on there and the feet to go around it. All right, and then don't forget, the eye in there. All right, so you've got a funny bird there. You can also do the monkey that we talked about. So the monkey, the cute cartoon monkey, is always going to start out with maybe more of an ovally circle. It has a hairline that's kind of called a widow's peak, even for humans. That's what that's called there when you draw it that way. And remember that ears go on the side as opposed to when you draw a teddy bear, they'd go on the top. So your ears are going to go more on the side like that. And then when you get to the nostrils, it's just going to be two little sideways nostrils and maybe a line with a smile. And then you can do really big eyes if you want to. All right. And then I'm going to do a letter U that comes around, another letter U that comes around, and then you can make your arms go up and make it look like it's on a branch, possibly holding down. These can come around. They almost look like human feet, right? So you can get that, do another leg, another one, and then make sure you get your curly tail in there. We know how to do swirls now, right? Get that curly tail in there, and then you can finish off, the other leg in there as well, and the arm. Both arms could be up if you want. All right, so I think that will get you started. All right, once you have given me your rough draft to approve, you will get started on your watercolor paper, okay? So make sure that you draw lightly, and again, make sure you have plenty of room for the flowers and everything else in your picture. And it's super important that your picture fills up the page. So I don't want to see a tiny picture of Frida in the middle. We want to fill up the whole page. So when you start doing that, the face, remember, I'm going to start out with that half circle unless you're doing it in a different style. All right, and I'm going to bring it around, get this, get down to the cheekbones, and get down to the chin. All right, and then that way I can draw that line in the middle so I know where to put my eyes, my mouth, and everything. And again, the hairline, if I'm doing the part in the middle, I'm going to add that little hairline, that part, and then I can go in and add the hair from that around. Okay, so that makes sense. And then you can get, a headband in there. You can get all of your flowers started. Get those flowers nice and big in there that are going around. The neckline would be over here. Remember to get those ears in there, whatever style of earrings you're doing, all of that to get started and get your picture to fill up the whole page. All right, that's all I can give you for now, so I can't wait to see your final piece.